Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the bench. And we are going to do, now doing, concentrating on doing more video and using my iPhone. And using just the built-in microphone. I know doing some stuff down here in the basement over the winter, there's going to be some background noise. You'll hear the heat kicking off from my furnace. I might be in the middle of doing laundry, so you might hear my washer and dryer in the background. So I did some research on Amazon and found a wireless microphone, lavalier microphone that will connect to your iPhone. And then you can pin the lavalier mic to your shirt. And hopefully it's going to cut down on some of that background noise. Not only that, but it should give a better quality of actual audio. So I picked this up off Amazon. This comes with 2 microphones and 1 receiver that plugs in the bottom. This is for your iPhone. Where the tells, pretty sure it does say somewhere on the box for iPhone. There it is, for iPhone. It also comes for a Type-C, so you can get it for an Android phone as well. So I opened this last night because this base has to be charged. So I wanted to give it a little test run. So what I'm going to do is show you what this looks like. Before I do that, I'm going to show you the brand. The brand is, I think you would pronounce it Ecomxia, E-C-O-M-X-I-A, 2-pack wireless lavalier mic with 3-mode denoise up to 70 feet. So we're going to test that too a little bit. And there is the scan code. If you want to just scan that on your phone, it should take you right to the website. So give that a quick scan. And here's what we got in the package. So we got this nice little base, okay? And this base has 4 little indicator lights. As you're charging it, as the base gets, the battery depletes, you'll get 1 light, 2 light, 3 light. When it gets to 4 lights, that means the base is fully charged. And then you got a nice little spot for your mic and your transceiver. So you can see as soon as you pick up the transceiver, it turns on. There's actually 2 little pins that hit the back of the transceiver. Those 2 little copper pins or brass contacts. So once you put this back in the box, and as long as the base is charged, this will recharge. And the same goes for this, but I believe this just there's something in the base here. There's no contacts in the transceiver, or the receiver, sorry. And there's a little light indicator. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you plugging it in to the phone. I'm not going to break out another camera for that. So when this plugs into the phone, it automatically powers on. And then once you pick up the mic, they will automatically connect. So that's a nice little feature. The clamshell box, it doesn't really snap shut very, very well. That's just more magnetic. It's a little magnet that keeps it closed. And then your USB-C cable plugs in the back here with a regular USB, which is on here. It actually comes with 2 of these, which is a nice thing, I thought. It comes with 2 cables. So this is the one I used last night. And there's another one, so you could keep an extra one with your recording device maybe. So basically what happens is the phone itself will power the phone, and here's your instructions. It comes with a quick little instruction booklet. Pretty simple to follow. Nothing fancy about it at all. So there's your instructions. Nice little package. So what's going to happen is when you plug this in the phone will power this, or will help power it. And maybe that's the reason why there's no charging here, because maybe this does not need charging at all. Maybe the phone power is what kind of phantom powers this. So you'll plug this into the phone, pick up your mic, pin it to your lapel or your shirt, and basically have at it. So what I'm going to do right now is, I'm standing at the workbench, obviously right on top of the phone. I'm going to walk back probably I don't know, 12 to 16 feet away. I'm gonna go back where my washer and dryer are. I actually have a load of clothes that I just finished in the washer. I just put them in the dryer. And I'm gonna turn the dryer on, and I'm gonna talk from 20 feet away or 16 feet away, whatever it is. And you're gonna hear, you know, the ambient background noise, and you'll hear how you can't hear me. So let me go back there and do that, and I'll be back in a second. So here we go. I'm walking back to the dryer. I'm walking back to the dryer. I'm walking back to the dryer, speaking in my normal voice. And now I'm going to turn on the dryer. I'm going to turn on the dryer. Turn on the dryer, so you probably can't hear me very well. And now I'm walking back. I'm walking back to the bench. 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 And now I am back at the bench. Here I am. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the view of the camera. I'm going to plug in the lapel mic, and I'm going to speak to you from the lapel mic, and then again walk back towards the washer and dryer and see how much ambient noise gets picked up by the microphone and how well you can still hear me. So I'll be right back. So I have the mic hooked up, and there are two features on this. One is the denoise feature, one is the mute feature. So the mute feature, you can see this little slide right here. A little slide button right there. So if I slide that up, it will mute the microphone. And now you can hear me. So that's a nice little feature. I don't know when I would use that, but nice to know it's there. And this button will activate the denoise feature. So first we're going to test me just walking back to the dryer. I'm sure you can hear some of the dryer noise. It's probably not as bad as it was just listening to the phone from the phone microphone, the excuse me, the built-in mic on the phone. So I'm going to walk back and see how that changes. So this is me walking back to the dryer, walking back to the dryer. I'm sure you can still hear me pretty well, but I'm sure the ambient noise from the dryer is getting louder. And now I'm standing at the dryer right on top of it, and I'm sure the ambient noise is greater, but I'm sure you could still hear me clearer than you could before. And now I am walking back to the workbench. Walking back to the workbench. Walking back to the workbench. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to activate the denoise. Now, some of the reviews, excuse me, that I read said that the denoise feature, sometimes you'll hear a little clicking noise. So I won't know until I play it back if I hear the clicking noise. But I'm going to activate this now. And when how you know it's activated, you're going to press this little button once. Press that button one time, and you'll see this blue light, what they call breathing. You'll see it pulse, be on and off. So now denoise is activated. Hopefully we're not getting any clicking, but I'm going to walk back to the dryer again and see if that noise lessened. And this is me walking back to the dryer again, walking back to the dryer. I'm walking back to the dryer, hoping the denoise feature works pretty well and no clicking. And here I am standing back by the dryer again, and I'm hoping that it's cutting out some of this background noise. And now I'm walking back to the workbench. Me walking back to the workbench. Me walking back to the workbench. And let's see how that worked. I'm going to turn off the denoise now. One click should take the denoise off and put it back in normal mode, and you'll see that blue light stay on. And there you go. So we know the feature works. How well it works, I'm not sure. I'm going to play this back and then end the video, and hopefully with a good review. Even if there is some noise in the background, overall, either with the denoise on or the denoise off, chances of me having the dryer on when I'm doing a review, I do laundry. It's Monday, so Monday's laundry day. Very rarely do anything other than house stuff But it's going to be nice to know that when my heat goes on in the winter, that's the big one for me. And maybe there's another way, maybe I could put up a baffle or something in front of the heater. But we'll see. I'm going to see what this sounded like with the denoise, and I'm going to be right back. Come on. Helps if you turn it on. So clearly the denoise was a fail, but it could be because I had the mic so close to me. You're really supposed to be wearing it here, so it's a little further away from your voice and your big mouth, or my big mouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate it again. I'm going to activate denoise again and see if this distance helps with that clicking, which was really annoying, which I don't want to say it's a fail, but it might be a fail for somebody, especially if they're outside and doing something and it's a little windy out and they want to use the denoise to cut down on that wind. And maybe they have a louder speaking voice than me. Maybe they'll have to keep this thing like a foot away somehow. I don't know, but we're going to test it again right now. I'm going to activate that. So we are pulsing, I believe. Yep, we're pulsing. So denoise is on, and I'm going to walk back again. So walking back to the dryer, walking back to the dryer, walking back to the dryer, walking back to the dryer. I'm at the dryer. Hey everybody, this is my dryer. And hopefully, like I said, the clicking noise has decreased or completely gone away. And now I'm walking back to the workbench, back to the workbench, back to the workbench, back to the workbench. And here I am back at the workbench, knocking over my hammers. And I'm going to test this again. I'm going to take a look at this clip and see if it was better. So, cross your fingers. It's on. Maybe the battery's going. Well, it was not markedly better, but it was better. Now, I'm thinking that it may have to do with the actual vibration. If you've got it close to your mouth, those pulses of your voice kind of activate that clicking, kind of make that clicking act up. So I'm sitting here now holding this again, and what I'm going to do, it's in normal mode, it's in regular mode, not denoise. I'm going to keep it down here on the workbench in front of me, and I'm going to activate denoise again, and I'm going to try and speak at least a little forcefully, but not crazy. I'm not going to scream. Excuse me, but I'm going to see if that denoise feature works better the further away. I mean, I only had it here, so I'm going to now keep it, 12, 16 inches away from my face and see if that does any better. So I'm going to activate it. So we are pulsing. We are in denoise mode. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully being, 16 inches away now doesn't decrease the volume of my voice, but hopefully it totally eliminates any of that clicking, which was a real drag. I mean, I got to tell you, the purpose for me buying this was to cut out that was the main reason, to cut out that background noise from the ambient mic that's on the phone. It's just picking up everything that's in the air. I wanted something a little more unidirectional and something that could at least try and suppress some of that noise. So hopefully this is better. And we're going to take a look at this again and see what we came up with. Well, my friends, I think it's safe to say that if you are serious about your sound and what you're producing on your video, and you want a denoise feature, one that really not only cuts the background, but doesn't make your voice sound like you're speaking in a tin can or very robotic. It almost felt like I was watching myself talking through a cell phone. You kind of get that weird tinniness. This is probably not the microphone for you. If you are going to be working and doing, whether it's a podcast, live interviews, your own little how-to videos here on YouTube or wherever you're posting them, and you're going to be in a completely quiet environment, then maybe this is a good investment. $23 is a good investment. So I'm actually rethinking, even though I said or I thought it might be a thumbs up for me, I think it might be better for me since some of my other videos were filmed using my Fuji X-T4 camera, which is, the video quality is ridiculous. Even the ambient microphone is pretty good, but it might behoove me to look into a wireless system like a Rode. Now, I already have a Rode microphone that I use when I'm doing voiceover. I hook it to my computer, and I believe the XT4 has a single jack or a single port for like a mini, whatever it is, mini phone plug, where I can use it tethered, which wouldn't be a problem because I have like a 16-foot tether. As long as there's a jack port on the camera that would plug in or accommodate the microphone, I could just hang that microphone somewhere here overhead, or even mount it somewhere on on a boom stand like I do on my desk, and maybe just use the XT4 for video. However, kind of like the freedom of hands-free and the lavalier mic, so maybe I look into a Rode system for that. So this way I'm hands-free, and there's really no comparison. Rode is one of the best mic systems out there for live recording for podcasts and things like that. So maybe that's where I venture. So again, if you're going to be somebody that's going to be in a closed environment, you're just doing this occasionally, you're not really concerned, because I think the voice sound, this is normal mode, by the way, on the microphone. My dryer's off. The dryer stopped. So, this is pretty good sound. I can live with the way the sound is and the tone of my voice is on normal mode. I definitely, I listened back to that clip a few times. So if you're going to be in a quiet environment, you're never going to have any background noise. There's never going to be anything that kind of, upsets what you're doing. Maybe spending $23, or listen, if you just, it's a matter of dollars and cents too. You just need something that gives you hands-free ability, so you can work on something and show something without losing, obviously, voice fading in and out. You get a steady voice stream. This will work. But for again, you've heard it. You heard the first test with the clicking, and that mic was right here, and then now I had to carry it and move it further away. There was still a little chatter, and then there was none when I put the mic on the desk or on my workbench with denoise mode. There was no clicking from me speaking, but I didn't like the tone, the essence of my voice, so to speak. So I don't think that for somebody that needs denoise, this is definitely not the mic. This is definitely not the mic for you, or the mic system for you. But if you can get away with, like I said, you just need something hands-free. You're going to be in a quiet environment. You're going to have the option of two mics, a rechargeable, base. The other thing I found out while I was checking into this and just reading the instructions again to see if I missed something, that extra USB cable, there is a port. There is a port on the receiver for USB-C, and you can then plug, while the receiver is plugged into your phone, say your battery's dying on your phone, plug the USB-C into the receiver, and then you plug into the base here, and you can charge your phone. So, decent feature. You'll never run out of battery for your phone, and you'll never run out of battery because you got an extra mic. So, not a terrible thing, but overall, I think I got to give it a thumbs down for me. It's just not going to do what I really want it to do, and I'm not really pleased with the sound quality when I'm using denoise mode. So I'm going to look into something else. So this will be getting packed up and returned. Again, no, not not knocking the company. They're producing. You pay what you get what you pay for. So unfortunately, this is a thumbs down for me. So maybe this isn't for you either. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm putting up with the test environment, uh, but it had to be done because even though it was a small amount of money, you want things to work a certain way. So might have to invest a little bit more and maybe go back to using my my camera. I didn't purchase it for it to sit in the case. I did purchase it more for still photography, but uh, having the video feature, it also has a flip screen, so I can change angles without changing the actual, using the front camera on the phone versus the back camera. It's always faced at me. I can see what I'm doing. So maybe that is the way to go. Maybe I'll spend, I don't even know what they're going for. If you can get a deal, I'm sure it's got to be upwards of $100 to get at least one mic with a receiver from Rode or somebody else. Or maybe there's another company. Maybe I'll do another test. So thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you soon. Can you see? That's on, right? Let's try this again. I'll see you soon.